Hey everybody, welcome back to Rogue 16. We are doing a spotlight today on the Regal Robot mask, the new mask line. And I'm pretty excited about this. If you saw our live this weekend with Tony and Parm, you probably know that I'm pretty pumped on this line. I don't get I don't get a lot of the maquettes. I get some of them every now and then. It's not my favorite line, but I think this one's going to be one that I can jump into. I'm really excited. So let's get into it here. Let's go. Let's start with Klaatu. So really quick, let me back out of this and give you the. So this is 229. Each one of these is going to be 229, which I think is pretty impressive, especially at the scale. I mean, you can see with this image kind of what the scale is. I would say it's probably like the scale of like a large, one of the larger maquettes, kind of. Maybe not the largest one, but you know, a larger type of maquette. And for that kind of price, 229, I think that's great. I mean, it doesn't come with a plaque, right? None of these come with plaques. You know, I think Regal Robot has figured out some ways to make these things to make them more cost effective, which is great. I'm down for all that. You know, make the quality great, give it to us in a more cost effective way, and help us get these things on our shelves. I think that's awesome.
Yes.
Yeah, you want to say something about these guys, Jason?
I like what direction they went in with size and scale.
Mm,
Um, I'm sure there was probably a lot of discussion and decision making,
yeah,
and yeah, I think they landed in a really good place. I think that if they continue further with this line, it will allow for people to collect without them being too overwhelming.
mm-hmm,
And I think also when they're in that sweet spot where you get a lot of really fantastic detail, a lot of nuanced
mm-hmm.
detail in there. Where if it's a little smaller, you kind of lose some of that, and if it's bigger, um, you don't necessarily lose it, but at the same time, it becomes a little bit more difficult to accumulate. Too many of these. It's always a challenge because it's almost hard to find something negative to say about anything Regal Robot puts out there. Not that I'm trying to,
Sure.
but it it's always hard because it seems like this sort of biased view of always giving praise. But how can you not? Look
I
at
know.
this.
I know it's great.
It's just another perfect example of, them realizing something really outside the box and something really niche that you would never think of, and realizing that, hey, this is a good fit and this is something that people would like, and
Yeah.
sure enough, yeah, they hit the mark.
I know. Yeah. I paused on this image here real quick just to give everyone a good understanding of what these are. I mean, these are replicas of the masks that are in, you know, in the movies. Um, so they're made to look as if they're made to replicate the masks. So like they've got the back of them have the slit that where you'd open up, you know, to kind of get inside of them. Even the edges have like the stitching on the edges. Um, it's I mean all the details there. It's something that I feel like only Regal Robot would do. Um, yeah, I don't think you'd see this from anybody else. I think is the same as any of the maquettes. Um, I think it's super unique to Regal Robot. And I love that. I love when we see stuff from Regal Robot that only they would make that you wouldn't see anywhere else. And I think that this is a perfect example of that. But yeah, it's freaking great. Numbered edition. Obviously, you can tell right here they're gonna have numbers on them. Um, I think let me check. I believe they're 250 pieces each. So each of these is 250 pieces. So they are limited, but not terribly
They're
limited.
attainable. They're attainable. I
Yeah,
don't think this is something where people have to be right at 12 o'clock sitting at their computer.
right.
Although, let me just say with caution, it it's never not happened where a higher edition number hasn't
Well,
sold.
well, it's new. It's a new line, so you know, I would be careful to not wait super long because I think because it's a new line, you never know. Um, you don't know how many people are excited about this. I think there's a bigger conversation to be had, Jason, and we talked a little bit about this on our live. There's a lot of people that collect the maquettes, and the maquettes are it's a big line, and it's continuing to be bigger and bigger and bigger. He's making more and more and more of them. Regal is, and jumping into a whole nother line that's going to be however big. We don't know how big necessarily, but you know, it's a line. So it's not going to stop here. You know,
Yeah,
doing that when you've already jumped in, when you're already you know knee deep, waist deep, or whatever it is in the maquette line. That's a lot, and I think we're hearing that more and more from people. I know Jason, you've gotten some people that have kind of mentioned that to you, that they love the line. They love this new mask line. They think it looks awesome. They just can't get into another line. They can't do it. They can't get into another
that was the thing.
deep hole, you know.
That was another. I got a handful of messages with people like, "Oh, I love this. This looks amazing.
Hmm.
These are fantastic." And then there was always that but, which when I got the first message, I was like, "Okay, I can understand." Then I got the second one, then I got the third one. By the time I got the sixth one, where it was like, I don't know if I could juggle maquettes and masks. But I also feel that they took that into consideration, which is why these are so reasonably priced.
Yeah. Yeah. Sure.
I
Yeah.
don't unless we see something with mixed media or some additional accents on it. I think the price is going to stay pretty consistent, give or take a few dollars. So I think they took that into consideration. So again, they think all
Yeah.
this. This is stuff that is discussed ad nauseum to make sure that they're doing right by the collectors. But yeah, a lot of people are just like love it, but not sure if I can go there. Whether it has to do with
Yeah.
real estate, space, or putting their money into both two different lines.
It's a lot for collectors to have to pick up, you know, to get into a whole nother line that they're sinking money into. I do agree as well, though, that they've priced them appropriately to make it so that, you know, if you do collect the maquettes, it's pretty tempting. You know, the price is pretty tempting. And to be fair, like if you collect the maquettes and you're interested in this mask line, you don't have to get all the masks. I mean, you can
No,
pick up one or two. I do think these would look great with the maquette line.
yes,
I think amongst them, you could really place them in, you
you
know,
can pair these with Kenna figures. You can pair
yeah,
these with props. You can
yeah,
pair these with so many different things.
yeah, they would look really good. I plan to kind of put them at different levels because I think they would look really good to do to kind of put them at different heights and close to each other. You know, I think that would look really nice. I have no idea where I'm going to put them, but I think it'll probably get even more tempting when they come out with some of these other masks. You know, because obviously you're looking at Barada right now. Um, this is the whole line or this is the whole line currently. All three of them. But when you look at like the book right here, you know, you're seeing some other masks that they could possibly come out with, like, you know,
Yeah, there's quite a few.
some that have hair on them, some that are just, you know, there's different other things that they can release that um I think makes this line very tempting, you know. I appreciate the thought that in just what they've done with this. I really appreciate the size. I love that they went with a 40% scale. I've seen some people ask the question to Tom, "Hey, are you gonna do 1-to-1 versions of these, or you know whatever?" And I could they do it? Sure, they could. I don't think they will. I think
I don't think they should.
no, I don't think they should either. I think doing them at 40% scale is really smart because it makes them collectible and it makes them like actually displayable. Um, I think if you want a 1-to-1 version, I mean, how many can you put in your freaking collection? How many can you
That's
put
the
in
thing.
there?
Yeah, it
Like you,
makes these collectible, makes them affordable. It
yeah.
makes it where it's not tying up resources working on other larger
Mm-hmm.
projects. Um,
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, the other thing, I mean, the paint applications, they look
Yeah.
fantastic.
They look really, really nice. Yeah.
And again,
Um,
I think this is one of those situations where what we can see in an image versus what we see in person is going to be that much more, you know,
yeah.
it's going to jump that much more when it's in hand.
Well, and the really cool thing is, one of the things that's really cool about these is you can see here in this picture, the masks that don't have eye caps, that don't have anything like, essentially someone would put this on and their eyes would be what was in the eye holes or whatever. They don't have eyes in them. Like they're made to look like masks, right?
Hmm.
They're replicating the masks themselves versus something like the the Klaatu one actually has the caps over the eyes. It actually has like the eye,
Yeah,
ball essentially, which is really cool. I mean, they're really sticking to they're doing exactly what I say they do all the time with the maquette line. What you see is what you get, right? What is in the archives is what you're getting
literally, yeah.
as a collectible, literally. And that's whether you like it or not, right? It may not you may have wanted these characters on their own without the slit in the back, in all without the stitching at the bottom. That's not what these are. These are replicas of the masks, right? So understanding what this is, I think it's great. And the maquettes is the same way. You have to understand the line, is supposed to be it's supposed to be exact replica of the concepts. Whether they look like something very, very from the very beginnings of the thing to, or it's all the way to a finished piece, like what I would say like Yism is, right? um they just make it exactly what it is, and I love that. I love that they stick to that. But these look freaking great, dude. Each one of these looks so good. um I don't know, I'm kind of smitten with this line. I really I
Yeah,
really
you've been super excited about these ever since they were announced.
Yeah, I mean, I've talked to Jason several times about this specific line, and I'm pumped, man. Because I think more because I haven't gotten really heavily into the maquette line. I've gotten have I gotten a couple, Jason,
Yeah, I've gotten a
or
few.
just yeah? I can't remember which ones I've gotten. Anyway, I've gotten a couple. Um, Definitely like Yism, those kind of that I like the more finished pieces, but I've gotten a couple, and I just think this is something that I can kind of sink my teeth into a little bit more. Um, and I love that it's still a replica of something we see in the movies. I love that. That's really, really cool. I also really, really like the size, and I've seen video. Tom did a live with these, and picks them up, moves them around. They look heavy. They look substantial, which I think is also awesome. Um, the size of them when he was picking them up and moving them around, they looked great in hand. So yeah, um, I don't know, just really, really, really another really cool line from Regal Robot. I just think it's great. Um, and I really do appreciate the price. I think it makes it very, very doable. And even with them coming out with 3 right away, you know, it's still not too bad. I think it comes out to like 7 something maybe
For three full pieces.
for 3 full pieces. That's fantastic, man. And just so that everyone knows, if you do pick these up, I think the shipping, correct me if I'm wrong, Jason, I think the shipping is Q1 of 2026. So that means that you do have time to pay these off before they
Yeah.
even ship. So, so that that gives you some time. I think they have a 6-month payment plan on these if you want. So it's not bad. I mean, it's really not that bad. It's super tempting. I think if you have the space and you collect the maquette line and you have the space, like I think it's still super tempting because the price isn't crazy. I think if you're someone like Tony or someone like Perminder who, you know, space is hard to come by these days, you really do have to kind of make a decision. And I get it. It's, if you're still collecting the Maquette line, what are you going to do? Right. Space is going to be super limited. So, yeah, anyway, I'm pumped. I'm really pumped. Congratulations to Regal Robot, to Tom, all these guys. They really knocked it out of the park. So super, super,
Yeah, this
super
is
excited.
this is gonna be interesting to see. 2 years from now where we are with these, because the maquette line, I guess with the exception to the Tauntaun, sort of started out with Jabba,
Mm,
and look where we are now. I mean, he was
yeah,
cheese with fins alone for a long time. At least we start off with three,
yeah.
which is good, right? But like I said, going a year or two from now would be interesting to see where we are with this line, and how well it does and how far it goes.
Well, and to your point, Jay, I looked at this. I told Jason this, I think a while ago. I looked at the schedule and of all the releases coming out from Regal Robot. There isn't another mask on the schedule currently, at least, and I think it goes into 2026, at least through quarter one 2026. I didn't see any other masks that are coming up for order or any of that stuff. So I don't know if they'll add one eventually. To because like the Maquette line, we're used to seeing one every, I don't know, at least once every a couple months, right?
Yeah,
Jay,
once
something
every
like
yeah,
that.
like every anywhere from like 6 to 10 weeks,
Right.
roughly.
So I don't know if there's maybe just not going to be that many, for this line, so they can kind of space them out quite a bit more. Um, but I didn't see any coming up, so I wasn't sure if this was going to be a continuing or a line that continues. But we did get the confirmation from Tom that it's going to be a line. They're going to continue it. Obviously, from some of the book stuff references you've seen, there's more they can make. So they'll come out with more of these, and I think they'll trickle them out. And I'm excited to see more. I'm excited to
Yeah,
see what they end up coming out with. So
I agree.
yeah, great line, great price, $229 each. Limited to 250 pieces each. Obviously they're scanned from the originals. So don't miss them. If you're excited, if you like the replicas, if you like the maquette line, man, I don't think you can miss with this line. So, anything else, Jay?
No, no, just excited for these and excited to see where we go. And yeah,
Yeah,
I think these are great.
it's a great line. Congrats to Regal Robot for another banger. I think these are great. Cool guys. I think that's going to be it for us. Thanks.